One eternity later.
Okay, this is going to be my review of episode 3 of Agatha Harkness All Along. I don't remember the title because it's like this. I think it's like lyrics of the ballad of witches. But first ever review. So the process that I'm thinking is, if I can figure out how to edit, is like first we'll have somewhere here, not throughout the entire episode. I feel like that'll be distracting, but the ranking of the episode, then the overall ranking of the season, and then my thoughts. So, in terms of the episode rating, out of 10, I'd give it a 9. I'd give it a 9. It was a really good episode. Honestly, it says 37 minutes. It says like 37 minutes, but it's actually like 30 minutes. But it doesn't feel like 30 minutes. Like, there's a lot of content. Yeah, there's a lot of content in those 30 minutes, which is insane to think about. Like, so much stuff happens. But I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10. Obviously, a 10 out of 10 should be reserved when it's like, you know? But there are a lot of world-building elements in this episode. And it's like world-building elements. There are a lot of different elements to this. So there's a lot of world-building in this episode. There's also a lot of, like, hinting and theorizing on that. As a whole, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Purely because I want to wait and see how it goes. I'm loving it so far. I think it's going to be great. I don't think they're going to shit themselves like they have done with a lot of their previous shows. So I'm really happy about that. Looking forward to that. Now, let's talk about some of the top moments of the episode. Just like some key highlights. I want to say, and then we'll talk about theories and stuff like near the end of the episode. End of this episode, not Agatha. Top moment. One of the top moments was when I think it's in the beginning of the episode where they're like in the witchy witch area, you know, and Teen says perpetual night. That's a vibe. That was kind of fun. It was okay. Reading back, it was more funny during the episode than it was me actually saying it. So that was that. Also, this came from Talbot's "You Can't Have It" when poor Mrs. Hart loses her purse. That was funny. Also when she jumped on that wine, that was hilarious. I was like, damn, she really made fun of all the stereotypical old lady tropes. But hey, it is a kind of a comedy show. Also when Teen was like, these are just like some of my highlights of the episode. When Teen was like, oh, can I have some wine? And Agatha's like, sure. And everyone's like, no, he's underage. That's illegal. Also, really love the hallucination parts. I think Agatha's was really interesting with the baby and then the Darkhold. It's obvious she sacrificed her kid, but I'm really interested to sort of see how that happens and how things unfold. So that should be really interesting. I'm trying to think. Okay. Now let's talk about theories. Again, not a lot of top moments in this episode because a lot of top moments. When Protection Witch, I don't remember the names, but when Protection Witch sees her mom, that was nuts. I think it was like a lot of their trauma and everything when they were making the witch pot. She's like, I don't like this whole like candle thing when you were doing. Also when Agatha was like, she didn't drink the wine. That was also really funny. Yeah, I think those were like my highlights of the episode, at least the key scenes. And you must be wondering, it's like not even 3 minutes, and you're like done with your review. No, I have a lot of theories that I want to talk about as a result of this episode. So the first thing that I want to spend some time talking about is where Lilia says, try to save Agatha. Now, that was not a hallucination. Her hallucination happens after. So the fact that she says that means, she's divination, right? So the graphics, old witch, future witch telling young old witch, oh my god, save Agatha, you know? So I think there are two possibilities that happened. One, Agatha dies. 2, someone attacks Agatha and it goes to shit. So to save Agatha. I mean, there have been like leaks and stuff that Lilia dies, and I think Lilia dies in the process to save Agatha. And we'll get to Agatha's maybe character redemption in a little bit, but that I think was crazy. That I thought was nuts. Because I mean, that's just like it's not a part of hallucination, which means I do think Agatha along the way will redeem herself or do something to redeem herself, and I do think it will be to save Teen. Because another scene that was really interesting that builds into this whole Agatha maybe redeeming herself is there is a scene where they find out Agatha hasn't drank any wine, and she's like, I don't want to drink it, and Teen's like, fine, I'll do it, and she's like, no. And for some reason, she's protective over him. I do think it's because she lost her son. She sort of sees her son in him, kind of. Or maybe it's like to right the wrongs of her past. And I think that should be studied and interpreted. And I feel like they're heavily alluding to the fact that Agatha might die saving Teen, or Agatha will redeem herself. Because I feel like in the comics, there's like this old advisory witch who's really... She's like this advisory witch who's really questionable. And I think that is what her role will become after this, where she saves Teen and she'll be like Teen's advisor, her teacher. Well, we'll get to who I think Teen is in a little bit. But that was just insane. That was... Save Agatha. And I don't think Agatha caught on to that. Because she's a divination witch. She communicates to the future version of herself. Right, so I do think saving Agatha is key, and I think she might die. Lilia might die saving her, which is quite crazy to think about in the end of the day. I also think she's going to teach Teen. Speaking of Teen, I feel like this episode really tried to throw you off the scent that he's not Wiccan and that he's Teen. That he's not like Nicholas Scratch. I don't think he's Nicholas Scratch. I do think Nicholas Scratch is dead, or it might be revealed that he's working for Mephisto in the end of the episode, at the end of the season, I should rather say. But yeah, I don't think he is Nicholas Scratch. I do think that he is Wiccan. Reason being, a lot of leaks. There's also the leaked Funkos where it literally says Wiccan. You know, so he is Wiccan for sure. That's 100% confirmed. Other than that, I'm trying to think how it might play out. Also, it says death in one of the Funkos, so I think Rio Duval might just be another name for like death, like the one that Thanos has a crush over, or Morgan Le Fay. Unlikely, but she might. Or Blackheart. There are a lot of different theories for Rio, which we can't rule out just yet, and I do think that will play into save Agatha near the end, or maybe the Salem 7 catch up to them, because I think it was like shown in the trailers that they do reach the Witch's Road in the end of it, because I think they summon their own Witch's Road, because there's 7 of them, right? I think they summon their own, because they wouldn't just introduce them and then be like, okay, bye. Oh well, yeah, because Rio's there. If Rio was there, that means they also got there. I'll try to figure out how to do the animation. If not, I just look like an idiot. Yeah. There are a lot of interesting theories around that, and I'm really interested to hear what you guys think of this episode and the whole Agatha thingy. Agatha save Agatha thing. So let me know. I'll try to upload this the day of, if not the day after, and I'll keep making this a series. So yeah.